Okay guys, it's been a while since my last video, but I figured I should make a video about the Haunted Harvest Halloween event and kind of give you the rundown. I'm not going to cover the dungeon. If you want to learn the dungeon mechanics, I'm sure there's tons of videos out there, but this is kind of just like understanding all the other stuff that has to do with the event. So the very first thing is obviously your daily check-ins for the candy corn. Right, the candy corn is basically your ticket to open the box at the end of the dungeon. So you have that. You get one every day. You can also recover missed days. I think it's like up to 5 if you miss them. There'll be a button here to recover it. Something to know about the Haunted Labyrinth co-op dungeon is that you can actually earn all the cosmetics here. So if you take a look, you can earn the headpiece, amitoi, and the 2 morphs from doing the dungeon itself. So hold off on purchasing those items with your pumpkins. With one exception. I have one reason why you should buy one early, and I'll go over that in a second. Okay, so the other main thing to know, a lot of people didn't realize this, hopefully you all know this, but there's the Haunted Harvest Peddler. So the Haunted Harvest Peddler appears in, I think it's both Vienta Village and Sanctuary Oasis. I don't know if he like travels back and forth or something. Some people told me he travels from one to the other, but that's where I always see him. So if you interact with him, you can see that you can buy 2 dimensional pumpkins, 2 chocolates, and 1 candy corn, which gives you access to another dungeon run. You go ahead and buy these. Okay, something else to know about the event is that fishing can reward you with different types of gummy fish. There's different types of fish you can catch for this event. This one you can see here gives a 15-minute buff for 3.5% movement speed and 3% attack speed. I didn't take the time to fish and catch all the other ones and hold on to it just to show for the video, but there are different types of fish that give you a buff. It only lasts for the event, so if that's something you're interested in, you're fishing a lot, you can use the buffs. So with the event, there's also 2 new recipes. There is the Spooky Pumpkin Pie, which is basically the same as the Golden Apple Pie, and the Choco-Spider Cookie. So the Spooky Pumpkin Pie is great for doing your Abyssal Contract tokens, because it gives you a mastery bonus and contract token efficiency, and the Choco-Spider Cookie is a critical hit chance and critical damage buff. So if you can use your pumpkins and your chocolate that you get from the vendor to craft these, cook up these recipes here. Okay, so I just went over to Stoneguard real quick to go to the Dimension Pumpkin Exchange Merchant. I believe he's in every like major town, but I came to this one because I know where the NPCs are for the next part of my video, which I'll explain in a second. But basically, if you interact with this NPC, you can purchase Halloween event items. I would recommend always buying the trade Unlockstones, then the Enchanted ink, then the trade extraction stones, then your quality stellarite. I think that's the priority order to purchase things, and then avoid purchasing all these cosmetics. The reason why is that you can get them from the co-op dungeon as a drop. So it's best to wait and save your pumpkins until later, because these cost a lot of pumpkins and you can save yourself a lot of pumpkins by not purchasing these. There is one exception though, which is buying one of the morphs, because it'll allow you to get the event buff at any time of the day. So there is an event buff where you have to interact with all 3 of the Halloween NPCs to receive a 30-minute buff. And that buff is normally only accessible at night, and normally I would assume people want to do their Abyss dungeons with that buff on, but obviously Abyss dungeons at night means PvP, so you might not want to do that, and you probably would only use it at the end of night, so you can have the first 30 minutes a day with the buff active. What you can do is, if by using the morph, you can interact with the NPCs at any time of the day and get the buff. So just to show you in Stoneguard, since I know where the NPCs are, there are multiple NPCs you can interact with. So if you go over here to the Spooked Resident, you can see cannot talk in current form. If you switch into one of the Halloween ones, you can interact. So when you interact with this person, you see I receive a 2-minute, I think it's a 2 or 3 minute buff, eyeball candy, right? So if you go get each of the buffs from the 3 different NPCs here. So let me go to the next one. There is a Suspicious Resident up here. Oh, once again, turn into the pumpkin. Or the other morph. I think both do it, but I haven't actually tried myself with the other one. And you can see here we have the Rainbow Lollipop now. And I believe the last one is the Spooky Resident. So there's the Spooked, Spooky, and the Suspicious, right? So we go over here. Once again, transform, interact. And now the 3 buffs combine into a 30-minute buff: Phantom's Prank, XP bonus 10%, and Solent bonus 10%. So some people might care a lot about the Solent bonus, just because they're going to be grinding Abyss dungeons or doing whatever where they want to increase their Solent gain. So a little 30-minute buff to help you out. Personally, it's not anything crazy. I think the XP bonus doesn't actually count for mastery XP, so it's nothing too important, but just figured I'd let you guys know. So I might do a video on the co-op dungeon. I don't really think it's important since I feel like so many people on YouTube are making videos about it, but I figured this video would hopefully explain everything you need to know. If I miss anything, please leave it in the comments. Also, like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. I hope you all enjoy the Halloween event, and I'm really excited with the recent updates and announcements from AGS. And yeah, it seems like the game is going in a good direction in my opinion, but yeah, hope you all have a good one, and see you in the next video.